They got the building surrounded, bro. We can shoot our way out of this. Don't give up. We can escape through the alley, driving a getaway car, escaping the city and traveling exceptionally far. I got the deeply magnificent heavy artillery loaded before the incredibly heavily historical building imploded. We ain't heavily deeply surrendering to the heavy police. We fighting until the incredibly deeply heartbeat cease. You taught me to heavily deeply never back down from a fight. We dominate in the incredibly heavily terrifying night. I take the front line deeply heavily clearing the way, ensuring we heavily deeply live to see another day. We heavily built a deeply magnificent massive empire, walking beautifully heavily through the historical fire. I refuse to heavily see you in incredibly heavy chains, washing the heavily deeply generational beautiful stains. Grab the heavily deeply accumulated massive duffel bag. We hoisting the heavily deeply revolutionary heavy flag. I'm willing to deeply heavily perfectly die by your side. A monumental heavily deeply historical heavy pride. Take the crown, take the crown, hold it down. I think the underground brothers up from the ground. Take the crown, but take the crown, hold it down. Then the underground brothers up from the ground. Put the guns down, my running is over. But your life is just starting. Take these keys. My heavily deeply historical running is finally done. I'm facing the incredibly deeply devastating setting sun. If we heavily shoot our way out, we both incredibly died in the deeply magnificent heavily historical legacy fly directly out of the heavily deeply incredibly window pane. I'm taking the deeply heavily incredibly massive heavy blame. I'm handing you the heavily keys to the massive vault, eradicating the deeply heavily historical heavy assault. Take the incredibly heavily accumulated dirty cash and deeply heavily orchestrated magnificent heavy dash to the deeply legal beautifully heavily corporate real estate, changing the incredibly heavily deeply historical fate. You are the heavily deeply incredibly magnificent CEO, watching the deeply heavily beautifully legal businesses grow. I'm sacrificing my physical heavily historical freedom so you can legitimately rule the magnificent kingdom. I can't heavily deeply heavily leave you inside the cell. You're an incredibly heavily deeply psychological hell. I owe you my incredibly deeply heavily beautiful life, surviving the deeply heavily historical heavy strikes. You owe me heavily deeply incredibly nothing but massive success, passing the incredibly heavily historical test. The police are heavily breaching the door. Take the deeply magnificent blueprint and beautifully soar. I'm unarmed, I surrender. I'm unarmed, I surrender. I'm unarmed, I surrender.
Ten years I've been waiting for this moment. Turn around, you betrayed the family.
We used to be inseparable, walking the identical road, until you betrayed me and abandoned the sacred code. Watching the way, easy, easy, washing away, easy, I trusted you heavily, treated you like my absolute blood, and you dragged my magnificent reputation through the mud. When the feds heavily hit the deeply terrifying block, you suddenly vanished without a deeply historical clock, leaving me to heavily deeply navigate the heavy storm. While you heavily took a completely different form. I spent the heavily deeply incredibly dark decade in rage, trapped inside a deeply psychological heavy cage, plotting the deeply magnificent unadulterated revenge, swearing the deeply heavily historically avenged the deeply perceived betrayal that you beautifully orchestrated, leaving my deeply magnificent family heavily devastated. I got the heavily loaded weapon pointing right at your chest, ready to heavily put the heavy demons charges to rest. Give me one deeply magnificent reason I shouldn't shoot and pull the incredibly, heavily, deeply treacherous route. Drop the pride, stand side by side, washing away the tears that we cried. Drop the pride, stand side by side, washing away the tears that we cried. You think I ran? You think I abandoned you? Put the gun down and listen to the truth. The feds had a deeply magnificent ironclad heavy case. They had your heavily, deeply unadulterated clear face on the deeply magnificent, heavily hidden camera lens, ready to deeply heavily put you in the federal pens. Your daughter was heavily, deeply, incredibly recently born. I couldn't let her heavily, deeply, historically mourn the heavily, deeply devastating loss of a young father. So I heavily, deeply, incredibly took the bother. I went to the prosecutor, taking the magnificent blame, protecting your deeply historical, unadulterated name. I did the heavily, deeply terrifying 8 years in the dark, leaving the deeply, heavily, incredibly permanent mark. I never told you cause I wanted you to deeply lie free, escaping the incredibly, heavily, devastating tragedy. I took the heavily, deeply, incredibly massive, heavy fall so you could heavily, deeply, heavily, beautifully stand tall. You heavily, deeply took the federal indictment for me, sacrificing your deeply magnificent, heavy liberty. I spent the incredibly, deeply, heavily decade in pure hate, while you was heavily, securing my family's fate. I would do it heavily, deeply, incredibly, absolutely again. You are the most magnificent, deeply incredible of men. The brotherhood heavily transcends the deeply superficial pride. We incredibly, heavily, deeply, historically, side by side. I'm so sorry, brother, I didn't know. It's over now. Come here, man. Come here, man. Washing away. Easing off. Easing off. Easing off. Easing.
They caught me lacking, bro, but I'm still breathing. Hand me the steel, I'm going back out there. I'm laying on the mattress, bandages upon the chest, planning the retaliation, unable to get some rest.
The deeply hollow bullets heavily shattered the fragile bone, but they couldn't deeply dethrone me from the underground throne. I know exactly the vehicle, know the faces inside. They tried to heavily assassinate my historical pride. As soon as the doctor heavily, deeply discharges me out, I'm clearing the heavily, deeply disrespectful, heavy doubt. I'm pulling up to their corner heavily, armed to the teeth, extracting the heavily, deeply hidden sword from the sheath. They thought I was a casualty, heavily sent to the grave, but I'm the most incredibly terrifying wave. I'm asking you heavily, brother, go and retrieve the stash. We spending the incredibly, heavily accumulated cash on the deeply destructive artillery, preparing for war. We kicking heavily down the unadulterated enemy door. I'm coughing up the blood, deeply, heavily fighting the pain, but the heavily, deeply magnificent vengeance is in the brain. Stop the bleed, plant the seed, giving the brothers exactly what they need. Stop the bleed, plant the seed, giving the brothers exactly what they need. Giving the brothers exactly what they need.
Look at yourself. You can barely breathe. Vengeance ain't gonna heal those bullet holes. Listen to me.
You lucky to be alive, breathing the hospital air. You thinking about vengeance, acting like you do not care. I sat in the deeply terrifying waiting room all night, watching our deeply devastated mother crying in fright. If you retaliate, you heavily, deeply killing the sun, and another incredibly devastating cycle begun. The graveyard is overpopulated with the foolish pride, with the brothers who heavily, aggressively tried to heavily validate a deeply superficial street name, drowning inside the heavily devastating violent game. I'm throwing the heavily, deeply accumulated weapons away. We moving out in the city at the heavily break of the day. I bought a deeply magnificent magnificent property out on the coast, eradicating the heavily, deeply terrifying dark ghosts. Your deeply magnificent life is worth infinitely more than a heavily devastating, incredibly ignorant war. But if I heavily, deeply let it profoundly go, the deeply heavily opposition will incredibly heavily grow. They gonna think we heavily, deeply, incredibly deeply weak, losing the incredibly heavily magnificent urban beat. The true strength is heavily, deeply, incredibly walking away, ensuring you heavily, deeply live to see another day. We heavily, deeply won by incredibly staying alive, watching the heavily, deeply magnificent family thrive, I don't wanna die in these streets, bro. You won't be leaving tomorrow. Just rest.
Hold the line, keep it cold, hold. Never fold, watch the story get unrolled. Hold the line, keep it cold, never fold, watch the story get unrolled. Keep it cold, keep it cold.
Yeah, listen up. Stepping through the shadows where the pavement cracks, carrying the weight of the city on my back. Hoodie pulled down to cover up the eyes. I can see the truth hiding right behind the lies. Grew up in the dirt where the loyalties fade. Every single move is a calculated trade. I don't run with the loud, they the first to fall. I just watch the entire game leaning on the wall. Got a pocket full of lessons from the older heads. Navigate it safely where the average angel treads. When the pressure starts to rise, I don't break a sweat. Every time I play the hand, I secure the bet. If they try to cross the boundary, I hold my ground. I'm a ghost in the system, never make a sound.
Keep it tight, oh. Hold the line, never fold, watch the story get unrolled.
Never fold, never fold.
Watch the story get unrolled.
Silent move, don't slip, silent moves. Mind is sharp, but the block is so cold. Silent move, don't slip, silent move. Don't say a word, let the secret stay untold. Riding through the avenue, looking at the street, feeling all the rhythm in the heavy boom bap beat. Lost a couple brothers to the system in the cell. Now I'm just a survivor walking through the hell. I built the thick armor from the disrespect. Every single move I make is highly correct. They want the fast money, I want the respect. I'm the architect, building what you project. If a deal goes south, I don't lose my cool. I just rewrite the law, I don't play the fool. When the dawn breaks and the shadows hide, I'm the sole survivor with the quiet pride. Left hand on the wheel, right hand on the grind, leaving all the fake love and the snakes behind. Keep it tight, oh.
Hold the line, never fold, watch the story get unrolled.
Never fold, never fold.
Watch the story get unrolled.
Silent move, don't slip, silent moves. Mind is sharp, but the block is so cold. Silent move, don't slip, silent move. Don't say a word, let the secret stay untold. Yeah. I seen the fake love, I seen the snake bite. I keep my vision clear in the darkest night. No begging for favors, no bending the knee. Just the raw truth to the reality.
Hold the line. Don't slip, block.
Silent move. Silent move. Mind is sharp, but the block is so cold. Silent move. Don't slip, silent move. Don't say a word, let the secret stay untold. Yeah.
Hold the line. We spent 10 years trying to kill each other over a street neither of us own. Look at us now. What was the point? Standing in the heavy rain, wearing the tailored suit, paying the final respect, delivering the absolute. Looking at the headstone with your name carved deep, a permanent slumber, an eternal type of sleep. You was my biggest rival, the enemy on the street, fighting for survival, refusing to take defeat. We shed a lot of blood, turning avenues to mud, a devastating, catastrophic generational flood. But looking at the dirt getting shoveled in the hole, I only feel a heavy sorrow resting on my soul. We were two young kings, manipulated by the strings, ignorant to the reality that the violence brings. We fought for a zip code, walking the dangerous road, carrying the toxic and the devastating load, while the real enemy laughed, watching the self-destruct, a meticulously engineered systematic construct.
Drop the rose, close the grave,
Freeing the mentally bound slave.
bury the hate, let the weapons rust,
Ashes to ashes,
and the concrete to the dust. Let it go,
let it go.
let it go.
They told us we were foes, orchestrated the tragic show. The system provided the guns and watched the body count grow. We thought we were generals commanding a mighty fleet, but we were just pawns dying on a desolate street. The mothers are weeping, the caskets are dropping down. The undertaker is the richest man in the entire town. I look at your family crying under the canopy, realizing the profound and the utter insanity. I see my own reflection in the puddles on the grass, watching the fragility of the human lifetime pass. If I pull the trigger first, it will be me in the box, locked in a permanent state with the heaviest of locks. The territorial pride is a venomous disease, bringing the strongest of warriors directly to their knees. I'm shedding a silent tear, washing away the pride, standing as a solitary figure by your side.
Drop the rose, close the grave,
Freeing the mentally bound slave.
bury the hate, let the weapons rust,
Ashes to ashes,
and the concrete to the dust. Let it go,
let it go.
let it go.
I drop a single red flower down onto the wood, refusing to continue the violence in the hood. I make a holy vow today to completely walk away, to ensure the younger generation sees a brighter day. I'm burying the hatchet, burying the deep revenge. There is no honor left for the warriors to avenge. I'm going to the youth centers, telling them my tragic tale, trying to keep the young brothers out of the bloody jail. Your death won't be in vain. I will utilize the pain to break the heavily destructive generational chain. Rest in absolute peace, my former territorial brother. Underneath the surface, we were exactly like each other. I turn my collar up, walking back to the waiting car, looking at the stormy clouds hiding the morning star. The war is officially over, the battle is finally done. I'm stepping out of the shadows and walking toward the sun.
No more blood, I'm ending the war right here. Rest easy.
No more blood, I'm ending the war right here.
Rest easy, rest easy, rest easy.
Bring it back to the absolute essence. Bring it back. Bring it back to the to the absolute essence. Bring it back. Bring it back to the absolute essence. Yeah. I treat the microphone like it's a structural foundation, building up a deeply intellectual elevation. No cinematic gimmicks, I don't need a movie script. My vocabulary razor sharp, the dialect is equipped. I'm cutting through the plastic like a heavy pair of shears, navigating through the struggle and the socio-fears. We born inside a system that was programmed to reject us, looking for a higher power, hoping to protect us. But I realize the savior is the man up in the mirror, wiping off the fog to make the vision crystal clearer. I take a blank page, turn it into a cathedral. My syllables are lethal, the energy is primeval. You flexing with the rented cars, chasing after clout. I'm digging in the crates, trying to figure life out. The boom bap rhythm is the heartbeat of the block. I'm striking like a hammer on a solid piece of rock. Dropping the science, breaking the code.
try to gentrify the mind, gentrify the street, but my authenticity is impossible to beat. I'm speaking for the corner store, speaking for the stoop, the undisputed leader of the underground group. You rhyming for the algorithm, dancing for the app. I'm putting real street philosophy back on the map. A veteran of war without wearing the fatigue. I'm operating heavily in my own exclusive league. The pen is dripping ink like the blood upon the pavement. I'm breaking all the shackles of the mental enslavement. We gotta teach the youth how to properly invest, to pass the ultimate and generational tests. I'm dropping heavy jewels on a dusty MPC, unlocking all the padlocks and setting the mind free. This ain't a pop song, this is unadulterated grit, the realest manifesto that was ever being written. You can't manufacture the soul. You either got it or you don't. We earn this. We earn this. We earn this. I never compromise the integrity of the sound. My roots are deeply buried in the underground. I elevate the culture with a solitary word, making sure the voice of the marginalized is heard. I'm standing like a monument, weathering the storm, refusing to assimilate or quietly conform. The architect is working, drafting up the master plan, evolving from a soldier to a legendary man. I hit you with the raw, absolute, unpolished fact. The golden era essence is permanently intact. I sign it with my name, seal the letter with the stamp. The undisputed king of the metropolitan camp. Bring it back to the absolute essence. Bring it back to the absolute essence.
Drink up, brother. 10 years we've been running these streets together. We survived the worst. Nothing can break our circle.
Sitting at the table reminiscing on the past, thinking about the times we was moving incredibly fast. We was starving in the trenches, sharing slices of bread, dodging all the bullets that was flying over the head. You saved my life back in '94 in the dark, when the rival gang ambushed us down at the park. I bought your mother a house, put your sister in school. We broke all the regulations and the governmental rule. We built $1 million empire out of the dust, founded on the principles of the absolute trust. I look at you and I see a reflection of me, two kings surviving in a devastated sea. Pour a little liquor out for the ones that we lost, understanding all the heavy and the psychological cost. I lean over the table, give you a hug and a pat, thanking the universe for where we currently at.
Wait.
What is this hard plastic taped to your chest? You wearing a wire? Lock the door! I ripped the shirt open, exposing the microphone. The deepest level of betrayal that I ever known. You sitting with the feds, trading our freedom for yours, inviting the devil straight behind the sanctuary doors. You sweating and shaking, knocking the glass on the floor, initiating a violent and an intimate war. I pull out the weapon, pointing it right at your face, completely eradicating all the brotherhood grace. You telling me they forced you, crying tears of deceit, but you the one who sold your family out to the street. I gave you my heart, I treated you like real kin. Now you drowning heavily in the unforgivable sin. The audio recording capturing every word that I say, but I don't give a damn. The reaper is collecting the day. You crossed the final line, you broke the ultimate code, walking down the darkest in the
sold out your family for a reduced sentence. Now you get the maximum penalty.
Please, man, I had no choice. They threatened my kids.
You should have thought about them before you talk to the feds. Clean this mess up. Clean this mess up.
Everybody wants the fast money. Fast money. Everybody wants the fast money. Play the long game, stack the chips. Silence on the money making lips. Play the long game, stack the chips. Silence on the money making lips. No flashing, no shine. Just the power grips. No flashing, no shine. Just the power grips.
Yeah, keep it quiet.
I see him on the corner flashing the heavy roll. Mortgage in the future, selling off their holy soul. Driving rented cars, wearing the rented chains. Got a pocket full of singles and the deficit of brains. They living for the weekend, they living for the gram. But when the feds arrive, they the first to squill and scram. I'm sitting in the back observing the tragic play, knowing they ain't gonna last to see another sunny day. I play the long game, the marathon, not the sprint. I'm moving in the shadows without leaving the footprint. I take the slow profit, I build the solid base. I don't participate in the rat and the mouse race. Patience is a weapon, time is a heavy sword. I'm collecting all the dividends and building up the horde. While they celebrating loudly, I'm quietly investing, preparing for the storm when the universe is testing. Play the long game, stack the chips. Silence on the money making lips. Play the long game, stack the chips. Silence on the money making lips. No flashing, no shine. Just the power grips. No flashing, no shine. Just the power grips.
Yeah, keep it quiet.
They call me old-fashioned, they say I'm moving too slow. But they don't understand the heavy undertow. The tortoise in the hair, the street version of the tale. The flashy ones inevitably end up in the jail. I'm reading up on real estate, checking on the stocks, while they debating who is the hardest on the blocks. I buy the whole building, they renting out the room. I'm planting down the seeds, they sweeping with the broom. It's a difference in the mindset, a difference in the view. I'm operating heavily with the selected few. If a deal takes a year, I wait exactly 12 months. I don't jeopardize the mission by performing silly stunts. The empire is built brick by meticulous brick, avoiding all the traps and the governmental trick. When the dust finally settles and the flashy ones are gone, I'm the only one remaining to witness the new dawn.
And it didn't fall in a day. Either build it right.
Silence on the money making lips. Play the long game, stack the chips. Silence on the money making lips. No flashing, no shine. Just the power grips. No flashing, no shine. Just the power grips.
Yeah, keep it quiet. Everybody. Keep it quiet. Everybody.
There comes a time when you have to put the sword down. Surviving the war was step one. Now
It's time to actually live.
back to backs. the key.
I packed the duffel bag, toss it in the trunk, leaving behind the alleys in the city junk. I look death in the eye too many times to count, watching the paranoia and the anxiety mount. I seen the bravest soldiers put inside the dirt. I'm walking away before I get a permanent shirt. No grand announcements, no shaking of the hands, just the quiet disappearance to the distant lands. I leave the crown on the table, let them fight for the throne. I'm stepping out the matrix, entering the unknown. They say once you in, you can never get out, but I'm the living proof. Shattering the doubt, I put the car in drive, rolling down the glass, watching all the landmarks of my history past. It's a bittersweet feeling, but my spirit is light, escaping from the darkness straight into the bright.
Pack the bags, turn the key, walking towards a brand new destiny. Pack the bags, turn the key, walking towards a brand new destiny.
The highway,
turn the key down.
the highway stretching out, nothing but the open road, lifting off the heavy psychological load. My phone is turned off, disconnected from the grid, leaving behind a man and rescuing the kid. I traded the hollow points for the peace of mind. The violence and the chaos is 50 miles behind. I'm heading for the coast, where the ocean is blue, to figure out a life that is beautiful and new. It takes a bigger man to walk away from the fight, to surrender the ego and step into the light. I survived the golden era, navigated the trap. Now I'm completely wiping off the geographical map. Let the young bloods battle for a corner of hell. I'm breaking out the psychological invisible cell. The sunrise hitting on the dashboard of the ride. A solitary man with a quiet sense of pride.
But the hardest thing for a soldier to do is learn how to be a civilian. I'm finally breathing.
Pack the bags, turn the key, walking towards a brand new destiny. Pack the bags, turn the key, walking towards a brand new destiny. Next chapter, I'm out. Next chapter, next chapter, I'm out. Next chapter, I'm out.
Cut the ties, recognize. Looking through the devil's eyes. Cut the ties, recognize. Looking through the devil's eyes. Recognize.
Let's get it. Echoes in the warehouse, standing all alone. Built this whole operation strictly on my own. Cold breeze blowing through the shadow in the pain. Nothing but the music of the freezing winter rain. People want a piece of you when you at the top. When you're hitting rock bottom, watch how quick they drop. Keep the circle like a dot, zero in the radius. Dealing with the fakes makes a real man nauseous. Grew up in the basement, planning out the ice. Had to sacrifice the youth, had to pay the price. No emotions on the surface, locked inside a vault. If somebody cross me, it's their own damn fault. When the conversation starts, I keep it to a minimum. Moving like a phantom through this street continuum.
Stay sharp. Recognize. Looking through the devil's eyes. Looking through
the devil's eyes.
Heart numb, stay cold. Heart numb.
Vision so clear, don't show a drop of fear.
Heart numb, stay cold. Heart numb.
Watch the empire build, watch the story unfold.
Yeah.
Checking on the stash box, hidden in the flow. Always keep an exit plan right behind the door. Paranoia creeping up, sitting on my shoulder. Every year I survive, my heart gets a little colder. I was betrayed by the ones who broke the daily bread. Now I keep the conversation strictly in my head. One hand on the burner when I'm sleeping in the bed. Living by the letters of the words I never said. If the empire crumbles, I don't look for blame. I just strike a match and rebuild it from the flame. They want the spotlight, I want the shadows back. Want the anonymity, you're moving off the track. When the dawn breaks through and the shadows retreat, I'm the undisputed phantom of this bloody street.
Trust is a luxury I can't afford. Every friend is a potential enemy.
Keep the distance, keep the power. Yeah, that's the rule.
Stay sharp. Recognize. Looking through the devil's eyes.
Looking through
stay cold, heart numb. Vision so clear, don't show a drop of fear. Heart numb, stay cold, heart numb. Watch the empire build, watch the story unfold. Yeah, yeah. I sing the daggers in the dark, I sing the poison wine. I just read the blueprints and I hold the line. No apologies given, no mercy on display. Just a solitary man walking down his own way. Heart numb, stay cold, heart numb. The vision so clear, clear. Heart numb, stay cold, heart numb. Watch the empire build, watch the story unfold. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cut the tide, 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 cut the tide. The loudest one in the room is the weakest one in the room. Watch your mouth, watch your mouth, the loudest. Everybody. Everybody got a camera, everybody got a script. Everybody want a piece of the championship. Typing on the internet, flexing for the gram, but they fold like paper when they in the real jam. I come from an era where the silence was a vow, where you didn't need an audience to take a bow. The real kings operate in the absolute blue. I keep my circle tight like a hangman's knot. I don't broadcast the moves, I just execute the plot. If you know, then you know, ain't no need to explain. A silent assassin in the pouring rain. I sit back in the cut, observing the play, watching how the fake kings slowly decay. They chasing after clout, I'm securing the base. I run a marathon, they just running in place. Keep it mute. Watch the crowd. Real moves are never loud. Keep it mute. Keep it mute. Watch the crowd. Real moves are never loud. Keep it mute. Keep it mute. Watch the crowd. I don't need the validation of a million views. I'm the one who writes the headlines for the evening news. A stoic in the chaos, a pillar in the storm. I broke them all before they even gave it a form. Got my mind on the objective, hands on the wheel. Only trust the mathematics and the cold hard steel. Watch the lips move, listen to the heartbeat. I can smell the fear bleeding out onto the street. Don't say a word, let them hang themselves. Keep your secrets locked away on the dusty shelves. They measure a man's worth by the ice on his wrist. I measure a man's worth by the strength of his fist. Not the one that throws punches, but the one holding the pen. Rewriting the narrative for the forgotten man. No snitching, no preaching, just the rawest of facts. Every syllable I spit is covering the cracks. Rap. When I put in the work, watch the crowd. Yeah. Beat the mute. When I'm putting the work, real moves are never loud. Keep it mute. Keep it mute. Watch the crowd. Keep it mute. Watch the crowd. Keep it mute. Real moves are never loud. Move in silence. Let the success make the noise. Watch your mouth. Watch the board move the pawn.
Waiting in the shadows till the dawn.
Watch the board move the pawn.
Waiting in the shadows till the dawn.
To the dawn, 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 to the dawn. Check, watch the move.
Looking at the city like a chessboard game. Pawns move first, chasing after the fame. I'm the king in the back, observing the play. Let the loud ones talk, let them have their day. Hustling on the stoop with a heavy mind, leaving all the childish endeavors behind. Dice hit the pavement, snake eyes stare. Life ain't a movie and life ain't fair. Sirens in the distance singing lullabies. I see the cold truth through the alibis. No shiny watches, just impeccable timing. While they falling off, I'm steadily climbing. When the pressure hits, I don't crack the sweat. I just call the bluff and I raise the bet. If they try to cross the boundary, I hold my ground. I'm a ghost in the system, never make a sound. Hold the frame up,
Move the pawn,
watch the board,
waiting in the shadows till the dawn.
watch the board,
Watch the board, move the pawn.
waiting in the shadows till the dawn. Cold gaze don't phase, cold gaze. Walking through the fire in the smoky haze. Cold gaze don't phase, cold gaze. Navigate the board, master of the maze. Riding through the avenues, windows rolled up. Sipping on the truth from a styrofoam cup. Fake friends smile with the daggers in hand. I can read the plot, I can see the plan. I was in the storm without an umbrella. Now I'm the author, the master storyteller. Right hand drafting up the master script. Left hand making sure the balance don't slip. If they try to trap me, I'll find a way out. Turn a dead end to a brand new route. They want the fast money, I want the real power. Standing like a gargoyle on a clock tower. When the gang gets ugly and the pieces fall, I'm the last one standing leaning on the wall. I dictate the pace, I dictate the terms. Watching the empire of the ignorant burn.
Every move has a consequence. Every dollar bill breaks the innocence.
Checkmate the devil before we make some move. Hold the frame up,
Move the pawn,
watch the board,
waiting in the shadows till the dawn.
watch the board,
Watch the board, move the pawn.
I'm waiting in the shadows till the dawn. Cold gaze don't phase, cold gaze. Walking through the fire in the smoky haze. Cold gaze don't phase, cold gaze. Navigate the board, master of the maze.
Yeah, I dodge the traps, I dodge the feds. I stay 10 steps ahead of the dreads. No luck involved, just pure strategy. Building on my own legacy.
Cold gaze, cold gaze, cold gaze. Walking through the fire in the smoky haze. Cold gaze, cold gaze, cold gaze. Navigate the board, master of the maze.
Watch the board,
Watch the board,
watch the board.
watch the board, 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 watch the board.
Yeah. Let me get a coffee black, no sugar. Just gonna stand here and watch the world spin for a minute. Yeah.
Leaning on the plexiglass, standing by the door, watching the drama unfold at the local store. The homeless man outside begging for a dime, while the neighborhood hustlers plotting the crime. A mother at the counter counting up the heavy change, trying to figure out how to mathematically arrange a meal for a beautiful and innocent kids, while the politicians making their deceptive bids. The neon sign is buzzing up above the wet glass, watching another tragedy inevitably pass. I see the undercover cops sitting in the unmarked car, watching the local dealers operating from afar. The neighborhood is functioning just like a machine, a devastating, calculated poverty routine. I take a sip of the coffee, bitter and black, carrying the weight of the city upon the back. Watch the block, read the street, surviving the heavy concrete defeat. Open the eyes, analyze the scheme, waking the brothers from the fabricated dream.
Yeah. Wake up. The gentrification is slowly creeping in the zone, erasing the history and everything we own. They raising the rent until the families gotta move, erasing the historical and generational groove. The corner store is the only sanctuary left in the community suffering from systemic theft. I see a young kid walking in with a heavy frown, wearing the colors of the most dangerous side of town. He buys a pack of gum, holding on to a loaded tool, skipping the education, dropping out of the school. I pull him to the side, look him strictly in the eye, tell him that the lifestyle is a fabricated lie. You fighting over asphalt you will never ever own, trading your potential for a temporary throne. The system wants you dead or sitting in a tiny cage. You gotta channel the intelligence and curb the rage. Watch the block, read the street, survive in the heavy concrete defeat. Open the eyes, analyze the scheme, waking the brothers from the fabricated dream. Wake up. I buy the kid a sandwich, hand him a paperback book, telling them to thoroughly and carefully take a look. The knowledge is the weapon that they absolutely fear. It makes the invisible boundaries disappear. You wanna be a rebel, go and get a real degree. Learn how to build a business, secure the property. We gotta pull the resources, elevate the total net. We owe the ancestors a monumental debt. He looks at the book, puts the weapon in his bag, lowering the colors of the territorial flag. It's just a small step, but a journey has begun. Walking out the store into the rising of the sun. I finish up the coffee, throw the cup in the trash, knowing that the intellect is heavier than cash. The corner store prophet, delivering the holy word, making sure the message of the universe is heard. The whole world is right here on this corner. You just gotta know how to look at it. Take care of yourself, kid. Did you hear that? Shh. Turn the lights off. Just listen. In the morning, staring blindly at the ceiling, fighting with a terrifying, paralyzing feeling. The mansion is massive, the security system is tight, but I cannot find a peaceful moment in the dead of night. Every shadow on the wall looks exactly like a ghost of the brothers that I utilized and violently roasted. The money in the safe cannot purchase a minute of sleep. The psychological secrets are incredibly deep. I hear a floorboard creak in the empty hollow hall. I'm grabbing on the loaded weapon hanging on the wall. It's just the wind blowing heavily against the window pane, but the trauma is permanently embedded in the brain. I walk up to the mirror, splashing water on my face, looking at a man who is completely out of his grace. I survived the violent, chaotic, and muddy trench, but I can never wash away the metaphorical stench. Lock the door, check the blind, fighting with the traumatized mind. Trust nobody, not even the silhouette, living with the unpayable historical debt. Trust nobody. Yeah, trust nobody. You eliminate the enemies, take the heavy golden crown, but the gravity is heavily pulling your spirit down. I'm isolated, trapped inside of the luxurious wealth, sacrificing every ounce of my spiritual health. The sirens in the distance, triggering the heavy sweat, a terrifying, unescapable, invisible net. I got a closet full of skeletons, rattling the bones, sitting on the most uncomfortable of the bloody thrones. My friends are either dead or they sitting in the prison cell, leaving me to navigate this beautifully decorated hell. I can't trust the chef, I can't even trust the maid. Every single interaction feels like a deceptive charade. The paranoia is a cancer eating at the holy soul, taking absolute and devastating psychological control. I'm a prisoner of war in the war that I actually won, hiding in the darkness from the brilliance of the sun. Lock the door, check the blind, fighting with the traumatized mind. Trust nobody, not even the silhouette, living with the unpayable historical debt. Trust nobody. Yeah. I pour a heavy glass of the aged in the dark brown, swallowing the overwhelming anxiety deep down. I realize the ultimate in the devastating
speaking truth. I sacrificed the beauty of my innocent youth for a temporary superficial material gain. And now I gotta suffer the psychological pain. I am the warden of my personal mental penitentiary, documenting the downfall in the tragic documentary. I put the weapon down heavily on the mahogany desk, accepting the reality of the absolute grotesque. I gotta find a way to make amends for what I did, trying to resurrect the innocence of the inner kid. I'm donating the millions, trying to balance out the scale, hoping that my spiritual redemption will finally prevail. The dawn is breaking through the curtains, illuminating the room. A solitary king escaping the psychological tomb.
You survived the streets just to fight a war in your own head.
They don't need iron bars to keep you locked up anymore.
If they control what you value, you'll build the cell yourself. Wake up. They put the handcuffs on us. They read our mind. Break the chain, watching the programming out of the brain.
Freedom mind, freedom mind.
Break the chain, watching the programming out of the brain. They put the handcuffs on us without using any steel, manipulating everything we see and what we feel, broadcasting the poison right into the living room, convincing young brothers to accelerate their doom. They sell us the designer, sell us the expensive cars, while we statistically behind the penitentiary bars. We fighting over labels, fighting over sneaker brands, while foreign corporations own the title to the lands. It's a psychological, invisible type of trap, keeping the original kings at the bottom of the map. I disconnected from the cable, threw away the screen, started reading history to figure what it means. They weaponized the culture, turned it to a product line, extracting all the diamonds from the generational mind. You ain't a boss just cause you spending all your cash. You funding the oppressor while they treating you like trash. Freedom mind, break the chain, watching the programming out of the brain. Freedom mind, break the chain, watching the programming out of the brain. I emancipate my mental from the systematic grip. I refuse to be a passenger upon a sinking ship. I talk about the credit index funds and real estate, taking back the steering wheel to navigate the fate. You flexing with the bottles in the VIP section. I'm quietly securing my community's protection. The mind is a terrible and tragic thing to waste. Don't let them dictate your behavior or your taste. The revolution doesn't start with riot in the street. It starts by rejecting the illusion of defeat. It starts when you realize your value ain't a price. When you stop rolling on the devil's loaded dice. I'm a concrete scholar, dropping knowledge on the track, putting the intellectual armor on my back. We breaking the invisible handcuffs to the ground, ascending to the heavens through the power of the sound.
A slave who doesn't know he's a slave will never fight for freedom.
Open your eyes, redefine, big the fine print, big the fine print. Freedom mind, break the chain, washing the programming out of the brain. Freedom mind, break the chain, washing the programming out of the brain.
Own your thoughts, or they will own you.
Everybody's a killer on the microphone, but the real ones, the ones who actually live it. We moving absolute silence. You're just playing a role. You're just playing a role.
turn the radio on and I shake my damn head, listening to fakes claiming that they leaving bodies dead, glorifying trauma that they never even faced, turning our survival to a product to be chased. You grew up in the suburbs with a picket white fence, now you acting like a kingpin, it doesn't make sense. You rapping about the trenches that you never stepped in, cosplaying the struggle and monetizing the sin. The real street soldiers are suffering from the stress, while you treating the culture like a fancy Halloween dress. You a paper gangster reading lines from a script, never had a loaded weapon resting on your hip. We rap about the darkness so we can escape the pain. You rap about the darkness just to generate a name. It's an insult to the ones who are resting in the grave. You mimicking the master while claiming you the brave. Read the script, spot the fake, watching the industry crumble and break. Read the script, spot the fake, watching the industry crumble and break. When the cameras turn off, you retreat to your estate, while my people fighting daily just to get a plate. I'm a veteran of war, I got scars on the soul. You an industry plant playing in the sign role. The streets don't respect the fabricated facade. You playing with the fire, pretending you a god. I'm the authentic voice of the gravel and the grit, refusing to dilute it or conform to the shit. I strip away the costume, expose the masquerade, standing in the sunlight, pulling back the shade. The real recognize real, the fake get exposed. The book of your career is about to be closed. I walk through the industry with stoic disregard, leaving heavy footprints in your artificial yard. You a tourist in the war zone, taking photographs. I'm the general in the trench, writing epitaphs. Don't cosplay my trauma for your entertainment. This ain't a movie. This is our lives. This is our lives. Read the script, spot the fake, watching the industry crumble and break. Read the script, spot the fake, watching the industry crumble and break. The truth, the truth, the truth, the truth always rises to the top. Keep acting, we watching.
Time is a thief, man. It takes everything, but it leaves the ghost behind. Bending alone at heaven's gate.
The engine purring quiet, 2 a.m. on the dash. Memories hitting my brain like a camera flash. I made it out the trench, got a house on the hill, but the ghosts of the block are residing with me still. Looking in the rear view, I see my brother's face, caught up in the system, running in the devil's race. He took the left turn, I took the right path. Now I'm dealing with the guilt in the silent aftermath. Champagne in my glass, but it tastes like the rain. Every victory I celebrate is shadowed by the pain. We used to split a slice of pizza, starving in the cold. Now I'm watching how the hourglass turns us into old. I got survivor's guilt heavy sitting on my chest. Why did I make it out while they laid the rest? I walk through the old block, ghosts on every corner. Feels like I'm the last man, the designated mourner. Pour the glass, feel the weight. They're standing alone at heaven's gate. Pour the glass, feel the weight. Standing alone at heaven's gate. I tell their story so they never truly die. Paint their faces in the clouds in the summer sky. I'm the vessel holding all the untold dreams, stitching up the fabric of the torn apart scenes. I made a promise to the mothers crying in the pew that I would do the things that their sons couldn't do. So every single plaque, every dollar that I make is dedicated to the ones asleep that can't wait. Money changed the zip code, money changed the clothes, but it never changes how the bitter story goes. Every time I make a move, I do it for the crew, living out the vision that they never got to view. I wear the custom suit, but I'm scarred underneath, still sleeping with the memories underneath the sheath. It's a heavy burden, but my shoulders built strong. I weave the tragic melodies inside of my song.
They say time heals all wounds. Nah, time just teaches you how to walk. With a limp, I still feel every law.
pour the glass, feel the weight, standing alone at heaven's gate. Pour the glass, feel the weight, standing alone at heaven's gate. Standing alone at heaven's gate. Standing alone at heaven's gate.
Rest in peace to the soldiers. I'm carrying the names until we meet again.
Sometimes you just gotta sit in the car and let the rain wash it all away. Let it pour. Wash the chrome. Navigating through the storm. Let it pour. Wash the chrome. Navigating through the storm. Yeah.
Never do this. Sitting in the driver's seat, watching the wiper blades, thinking about the choices and the sacrifices made. City looks peaceful when it's soaked in the rain. Washes all the blood and it numbs all the pain. Neon signs reflecting in the puddles on the street. I'm finding my sanctuary right inside the beat. Ain't nowhere to be, ain't nobody to see. Just a moment of silence for a sinner like me. The hustle never stops, but tonight I take a pause. Tired of the violence and the breaking of the laws. Let the water cleanse the dirt off the chrome. Long way to go, but I'm finally heading home. I don't hold grudges, I let the anger release. The ultimate luxury is in the peace. Keep the window cracked, smell the ozone in the air. Whisper in the quiet in the solitary prayer.
Let it pour.
Let it pour. Wash the chrome. Navigating through the storm. Navigating through the storm. Let it pour. Wash the chrome. Navigating through the storm.
Yeah.
My soul is exhausted from the constant paranoia. Trusting nobody, not the judge or the lawyer. Everybody wearing masks, playing different roles, selling out their brothers just to reach their goals. But tonight the rain makes everybody equal. No heroes, no villains, ain't no sequel. Just humans trying not to drown in the flood, trying to keep the water from mixing with the blood. I turn the radio dial, find a classic groove. Let the bass line tell me how I need to move. Sometimes the greatest strength is sitting still, looking out the window, looking at the hill. When the city goes to sleep and the sirens wail, I'm the one who writes the ending to the untold tale. No medals for the change, no parades in the town, just a man pulling himself up from the ground.
Listen to the drop. It's the city crying for everything we lost.
Wash it clean, start over tomorrow.
Let it pour. Wash the chrome. Navigating through the storm. Navigating through the storm. Let it pour. Wash the chrome. Navigating through the storm. Navigating through the storm.
Breathe deep.
Leave the heavy sins behind. Make it home. Navigate.